Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Interrupt 2011 in Las Vegas, and on our program is YJ Kim, the General Manager of Infrastructure Processor Group at Cavium. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Great. So, what's new? What's happening?
So we have many new products in the show. We just massively shipping our 32-core real core processor, 64-bit, and many of our customers have announced a product around that. One is Sonic Wall, who is in the floor, showing up to 384 core on the live chassis, so forth. We have a Palo Alto Networks, who also chose to use the Octeon 2 32 core to go to the next generation. We have a multiple ATCA vendors who has announced a product using our 32 core, putting two of them in a single blade, making 64 real cores in a single blade, powering the next generation ATCA for the data center, cloud, and mobile infrastructure.
It's truly amazing in terms of the power of these devices, right? They're supercomputer type devices or supercomputer type systems that would be the equivalent of what, 8 years ago, a supercomputer, something like that.
Yes, you could say that. But our chip is more geared to the networking,
sure,
and the packet processing, security, the cloud computing, and mobile infrastructure, where the specific hardware acceleration to solve the next generation wired and wireless platforms. So, but in terms of horsepower, it is definitely more massive, more parallel than any supercomputer ever existed in the industry.
Now, the drivers of your business would be things like video, things like 4G networks, devices, right?
Exactly. So if you look at in the wireless space, going from 2G to 3G, the transition was very slow. But now with the iPhone and 3G, the data usage actually went up a minimum 20x in the last couple of years. Now with the LTE on the 4G, the data traffic is expected to grow about 25x in the next few years and up to 500x by the end of the decade. So how do you manage all this traffic? So our processor is very well designed to handle the 4G base station or the core network, who aggregates all the packets and the service traffic sending to the base stations. And that's where we see a big demand, along with the cloud computing and the data center.
So from a competitive standpoint, what do you see in the market?
We don't see a single competition in our space. One of the reasons is very simple. We are the only one has a processor that scales from single core to 32 core. If you look at who's out there, there are a vendor who has a single to dual core, maybe a quad core or 8 core. But there's no other vendor provides 32 core in a single chip. Therefore, we see multiple different competitor in different spaces.
What do you think about the announcement from Intel last week about their 3D technology in the microprocessor?
You mean the 3D chip? I think that's a very good technology breakthrough. We hope that's real, and that will enable every silicon vendor to go more dense and more high transistor counts in a smaller chip, so that when the lithography limitation hits, then we can move up to the next generation processors.
So is that something that you're considering as well, or is it early?
Well, we rely on the foundry technology to provide that. I'm sure that the foundry technology will be competitive with what Intel or other people have the latest technology, and usually that's the case. So we will ride on the latest technology available in the foundry.
So in terms of the future, what are you seeing in the market? What are some of the things we can expect?
Well, in the future is it's a lot of homework for everyone, but the different things are the security in the cloud and the security for the mobile. So right now it's not secure. The technology and the product we provide makes it secure. So for instance, 5 out of 5 top wireless vendor, telecom manufacturer use our chip. 7 out of top 10 use our chip. And all the networking, security, network router use our chip. So we believe that the next generation products will enable much more secure, connected, as well as broadband in wireless space. And that's going to make our lives more safer and better.
Thank you, YJ, for being on the program. This is great.
Thank you so much.